Hello everyone. Students, you must have discussed many things with your friends, classmates in a group. It might be about going on a picnic or selecting a gift for your teacher. So anything which is discussed amongst a group of members is known as group discussion. So our today's topic is chapter 3.6 group discussion. So what is a group discussion? A group discussion is a formal discussion conducted on a topic among a group of 10 to 12 participants. That means it is generally a discussion on kind of formal topic and it is also planned. Next is the participants analyze the topic from their respective angles and present their views and opinions, which means the group members explore and discover the personal meaning of the given text or a topic by interacting with other people in the group. Then the group is given a topic and they contemplate on it for a few minutes and then start discussions. To contemplate means to think about. So this discussion is usually for 10 to 15 minutes and experts listen to the members and evaluate them. Evaluate means to judge or assess. Students, in modern days, group discussion is used in many organizations, institutions, and also many companies to measure whether the candidate has certain personal traits. For students level, this group discussion can be used for interviews, job interviews, and for classroom study, for classroom activity, etc. And in corporates, if there is any problem, people come together and discuss and find out some solutions for the topic or the problem. So in job interviews, group discussion can be used to assess, to evaluate, or to judge candidates' potential. And for classroom activity, for a student, group discussion is used to provide a platform and to present themselves in front of everyone. You can see in the slide the benefits of group discussion. Group discussion provides chance to expose oneself. It provides language skills. It develops academic knowledge. It also develops leadership skills. People can handle different types of skills. It also provides teamwork and general knowledge. So let us see what are the different kinds of topics for group discussion. First one is factual, which is related to the facts. Example is plastics should be banned. The next one is a social or political issue, which means it may be related to society, that is social topics, or political topics or issues. For example, moral policing. The third one is abstract kind of discussion, which means the thing is not physically present in front of us and only exists in our thoughts. Example, conscience, honesty, truth, etc. The next one is case study based discussion, where the group discusses a case study and analyzes it or offers solution. For example, an account of a situation over a specific time. So now we will see what type of language is used in group discussions. Here are some expressions you can use to perform different functions during a group discussion. So while expressing opinions about anybody or about anyone, you can use the expressions such as I believe, I think, could I make a point please, in my opinion, it seems to me, etc. And while expressing an agreement, you can use the expressions such as absolutely, you're right, I fully agree with you, etc. While asking for opinion, you can use expressions such as what is your opinion on, what do you feel about, or I wonder what do you think about, or I would like to know your stand on, etc. While interrupting in a discussion, you can use The expressions such as, I'm sorry to interrupt, but, excuse me, could I add something please? That's true, sorry, but, and so on. While expressing your disagreement, you can use the expressions such as, I'm afraid, I don't agree with, or I'm sorry, but I see it a little differently, or I can see your point, but, or you may have something there, but, or I respect your point of view, but I'm sorry, I can't go along with you on, and so on. If you want to suggest anything in a group discussion, you can use the expressions such as, I think we should, or why don't we, or let's, or couldn't we, or don't you think we could, etc. Now, while handling any interruptions, or if you want to interrupt anybody in a discussion, you can use expressions such as, just a moment please, or could I finish what I am saying, or if you would just let me finish, or could you wait for a minute please. Finally, while concluding the discussion, we can use the expressions such as to summarize or to conclude, or we can conclude by saying, or let's run quickly through the main ideas before concluding the discussion, etc. You can contribute to a group discussion in some of the following ways: by helping it start, by giving direction to it, or by making sure that everyone's views are heard and thought about so that the group moves towards some kind of agreement, and also by closing it with a summary or a conclusion. So let's see a sample group discussion in this slide. Now, the evaluator. You have all been given a few minutes to think on your topic for today's group discussion, which is, do you think teenagers should be given a separate mobile phone? You may now begin the discussion. Who would like to start? Now, Manisha says, I think the topic of this discussion is very relevant to all of us here. As teenagers, we are so fond of our mobile phones and its different features that have become irresistible to us. I feel mobile phones are quite necessary. They are quite helpful for educational purpose. We can get support for their various subjects just at the click of a button. Anamika adds, I also agree with Suhasini because nowadays people use smartphones and they can get access to any information they want, like travel information, recipes, courses, colleges, etc. John adds, yes, I would like to add to it. I don't think students use the mobile phones only for seeking useful information. They use it for entertainment too. They listen to songs, watch movies, etc. I'm afraid they see unsuitable things too. Moreover, they spend long hours on phone. Anamika says, yes, Deepak, you are absolutely right. But I think parents have made them aware of the abuses of the mobiles, and they are mature enough to understand how to use the mobile phone productively. Now, Ananya adds, yes, all this is true, but don't you all agree that they do see unwanted things and waste their time in things not suitable for their age group? Now, John, I agree with what Manjula says. It is a sure waste of time, money, and energy. Now, Anamika says, I feel that most of the students have forgotten the basic use of mobile phones. They have to travel long distance for tuitions and other purposes. The parents can keep a track of their children. That is the main reason why parents have given them mobiles. Now, John adds, yes, but students have become lazy. They lack concentration. They don't read books. The phone keeps ringing and disturbs them now and then. Manisha says, parents, institutions block some sites so that students are not able to view unwanted material. The risk is there, but with advantages, there are disadvantages too. Now the evaluator says, alright everyone, your time's nearly up. Could someone conclude please? The conclusion is made by John. Taking the points into consideration, Mobile is a good and useful tool, but a time period should be allotted to the students to use mobile so that students do not become couch potatoes. Eye problems, posture problems, psychological problems have increased. They sometimes become violent if mobile phones are taken away from them. They can use these phones, but they should be made to use them judiciously.